Yersinia pestis, or more commonly referred to as plague, is an extremely severe and harmful disease with an alarming mortality rate. There have been countless epidemics of plague throughout history. It was the pandemics of the 6th, 14th and 20th centuries that have had the most impact on society, not only in terms of death rates, but also socioeconomic and cultural consequences. The trajectory of communities are consistently altered due to the outbreaks of this pandemic disease. There has been a concerted effort to prevent the widespread bacterial violence, such as the development of germ theory and the science of bacteriology, along with the development of quarantines and antibiotics. Plague today is still an important and potentially serious threat to the health of people and animals. Plague is still circulating, so one might ask themselves, where is it? And how could one become infected?
On 3 occasions, plague decisively changed the social and economic fabric of society. The first of these 3 pandemics is the plague of Justinian, 541 to 544 AD, which occurred in the Byzantine Empire and wiped out 13% of the world's population, an estimated 25 million dead. The second pandemic was Black Death, 1347 to 1352. Black Death is estimated to have killed between 75 to 100 million people in the 14th century, or 60% of Europe's entire population. In these instances, obliterating entire villages of people and creating mass hysteria. Naturally, the question emerges, why? The death toll was so great, a religious contingent thought God was punishing man for his sin, while medieval people blamed the pandemic on bad air, witches, and astrology. There are a number of theories as to why the Black Death came to an end, but the most convincing is that the plague was stopped by implementation of quarantines. This meant staying away from infected individuals, rats, and fleas. The uninfected would generally stay in their homes and only leave when it was absolutely necessary. Those who could afford to would escape to the country, getting as far away from the infected as they could. In the circumstance where infected individuals shared living quarters with the uninfected, the entire household was immured and left to die. The spread of the disease was exacerbated by poor hygiene, people drinking contaminated water, and the dead being buried in mass graves, thus creating a breeding ground for the bacteria. Towards the end of this pandemic, people began washing with soap and water, boiling drinking water, and in regards to the graves, they began to burn the bodies, preventing the further spread of disease. Since the last major urban outbreak in Los Angeles in 1925, plague has primarily stayed in semi-arid environments on the fringes of society in California. Most of the rodents that contract this disease live in upland forests and grasslands, far away from densely populated cities. Rock squirrels, wood rats, ground squirrels, prairie dogs, chipmunks, mice, voles, and rabbits are all capable of carrying and spreading the disease. This disease moves up the food chain when infected animals are eaten by their natural predators. Northeastern and southwestern regions of the state have the climate necessary for plague to thrive. Areas with high foot traffic and travelers that put people at risk in California are Yosemite National Park, Inyo National Forest, Lake Tahoe, Tahoe National Forest, Angeles National Forest, Banning, Cathedral City, and Palm Desert.
If you would like to explore the opportunity of acquiring the plague, here are some general pointers to help you. Encourage rodents to eat and live around your home or campground and other inhabited areas. As much as possible, allow and encourage rodents access to any source of food or shelter. Maximize pet contact with rodents and rodent fleas. Feed or touch wild rodents. Smother a sick cat that has been in a plague area and had contact with wild rodents. Persuade face-to-face contact.